good day, and perhaps good morning. Letting folks find their way to settle in and take some time to find your way here to pause and breathe and be. Whether it's time literally for meditation, that practice, and it is a practice, it doesn't have to be perfect, or just taking some time to stop scrolling and just see what wacky thing I have to say today. If anything, good morning, Danielle. So over the weekend, on Saturday, I had been previously watching a fair amount of a good TV, I've been watching Supernatural, frankly, and a few other things for chunks of time. I call that binge watching. And a friend of mine told me about a show called The Mind Explained, I think. I know it's called The Mind something. It's narrated by Emma Stone, which makes it even cooler. And it's fascinating. So they were 20-minute episodes, and I watched several of those. One of which was meditation in the mind, which, I'm always geeking out about learning new things. So one of the things that they mentioned and brought up as a way of explanation is that if you could think about your mind as a blanket of snow, right? And so on a hill, a blanket of snow, pristine, clear, glistening snow. Can you see it? I can see it. And thoughts and ideas are sleds. Put a person on a sled if you want, or just a sled. And the sleds come down the hill and create these paths in the snow. And sled after sled after sled comes down the snow, but there's a point in which you catch a groove and you start moving one way only, again and again. And there's a few paths, but for the most part, there was one deep groove that the sled is continuously following. And this is where we can get a fixed mindset or have just this idea that's always there. Good morning, Susan. And so the way they related that was when you meditate, when you practice meditation, it's like, over time, a fresh layer of snow on this hill, which allows us to have perhaps a different process of thinking or have a different path of thinking, being open to more ideas. So more creativity, more focus, a bunch of beautiful things that come with meditation. I thought that was really a lovely analogy and kind of cool to think about, that we can, and with meditation, one other style of meditation I lead is yoga nidra, and it has been found that practice and other meditation practices allow you to rewire your brain in the way of carving new neural pathways, having new answers, new ideas. And so that's one of many reasons why I invite you to take some time for yourself, as much or as little, and consistency is more important. So if you spend just a bit of time here for our breathing meditation today, that's cool. Maybe you come back later and revisit more. Oh, delightful. I'm glad, Janet. Welcome, welcome. So as we settle in here, I'm still seeing my snowy hill in my mind. This idea of creating a whole blanket, a pristine surface with our practice. So as we settle in for our breathing meditation, using breath as the point of focus, take a seat wherever it makes sense, on the couch, on a chair, on your cushion. And wherever you might be, let the eyes either be soft into the distance if that's more comfortable for you, or if you enjoy closing your eyes, allowing the eyes to close. Hands land in a place that is comfortable, elbows are heavy. Invite a breath in. And then breath out. And then we begin to move into our practice, cultivating the foundation, right? Creating a firm foundation for wherever you might be. And so with that, bring your mind's eye, your awareness down to your feet, your legs, and your bum. Notice where your body connects to the foundation. Whatever you're sitting on, the floor beneath you, the earth beneath that. Maybe even visualize the earth rising up to hold you here in your seat, to provide support. Mind's eye comes to your low back, checking in to see if there's a little shift, just to find a nice place to land with a tall spine, even left and right. As you find your next inhale, visualize your inhale running up the length of the spine. Perhaps sitting just a bit taller as you breathe in. And when you come to the top of your next inhale, there's a moment when we switch gears and the exhale pours out. I invite you to imagine that exhale washing down over you, and softening the edges. As you find the bottom of your exhale, there's that moment, that pause, where again, to switch gears, to allow the breath, to draw the breath in. And allow the breath to flow out. Expansion on your inhale. Ease on your exhale. As you continue to breathe here, we'll use the breath as that point of focus, the object on which to place your mind. And perhaps today you notice all 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the retention at the top, the exhale, the suspension of the breath at the bottom. And as you continue to breathe here, just allowing the awareness to follow the breath. And there's no need to force the breath or make it something more than it needs to be right now. Just allowing the breath to move as it will. Just witnessing, holding space for your breath. Supporting it with your grounded, mindful, tall seat. As you continue to breathe, conveniently, that's always going to happen. But notice where the mind may or may not be. No frustration, simply compassion. As you invite your awareness, your attention back to following your breath. Invite a breath in and out. And take a few moments here to notice whatever there is to notice. And as you tune in, is there any sort of sensation that you've created or has found its way? Maybe there's a little more ease. Perhaps you feel a bit more grounded. And the edges are smoother. Remembering the sensation. And throughout the day, if you find that you're a bit scattered or agitated, perhaps you take a moment to close your eyes. All this sensation. And create a space. 3 mindful breaths. And perhaps you're inspired to find a few more, but I'll leave that up to you. And gently blinking your eyes open. Making your way back to this space. And taking any movement that feels good after being still. I appreciate you taking time, joining me to breathe and to be mindful and work towards a practice of meditation, the consistency in that, right? It does not have to be elaborate. It just needs to be intentional. I hope your day is wonderful, a good beginning to your week. If you have any questions, please let me know. And until our paths cross again, my friend, be well and namaste. Thank you.